These are recollections of a dozen still photographs I made several years ago. Does it sound all right?
Yes, perfectly. It's fine.
This is the first photograph I ever made with the direct intention of making art. I had bought myself a camera for Christmas in 1958. One day, early in January of 1959, I photographed several drawings by Carl Andre, with whom I shared a cheap apartment on Mulberry Street. One frame of film was left over, and I suggested to Carl that he sit, or rather squat, for a portrait. He insisted that the photograph must incorporate a handsome small picture frame that had been given him a year or so before by a girl named North. How the metronome entered the scheme, I don't recall, but it must have been deliberately. I made this photograph on March the 11th, 1959. The face is my own, or rather, it was my own. As you see, I was thoroughly pleased with myself at the time, presumably for having survived to such ripeness and wisdom, since it was my 23rd birthday. I focused the camera, sat on a stool in front of it, and made the exposures by squeezing a rubber bulb with my right foot. There are 11 more photographs on the roll of film, all of comparable grandeur. Some of them exhibit my features in more sensitive or imposing moods. I did not make this photograph, nor do I know who did, nor can I recall precisely when it was made. It was printed in a newspaper, so I suppose that any patient person with an interest in this sort of thing could satisfy himself entirely as to its origins. The image is slightly indistinct. A stubby, middle-aged man wearing a baseball cap looks back in matter-of-fact dismay or disgruntlement at the camera.